There was this massive NVIDIA GeForce leak that showed new Xbox Series X games coming to console. Not to mention a bunch of other games from Sony's PlayStation 5 that haven't even been announced yet, and some that might be coming to PC. Let's get into what was leaked and see what new games are coming to Xbox and Sony and what else they're working on. There's a lot of information here, so let's get into this. Hey everyone, thanks for stopping by and checking out the video. Remember to hit that subscribe button and that like button. The support is greatly appreciated. And if you want to be notified on future content, make sure to hit the small little bell icon. It helps out the channel a lot. Okay, so this leak is way bigger than just Xbox. There's a lot of information here that regards to Sony, Microsoft, Square Enix, Capcom, and a bunch of other massive gaming publishers. We all know that NVIDIA has been a huge partner with these publishers along with AMD and all the developers that are out there. And this goes for pretty much every single gaming developer out there in the industry. So when this leak came out, there's a lot of things that showed what all of these developers are working on. I'm talking about new projects from Xbox and new projects from Sony. So let's get into what is being said and what is being leaked, because there's a lot of games. First, let's talk about Xbox and what's being leaked from this developer. Here's what's said about the leak and the article. Several unannounced Xbox Game Studios projects have surfaced via the NVIDIA GeForce Now database, providing possible insight into upcoming Microsoft-published titles. The database contents, published online following documentation released on Monday, refer to PC games in testing, including some tied to major third-party studios. Database entries include the first mention of Gears 6, the unannounced next title to Microsoft's Gears of War franchise, Vancouver-based studio, and Gears caretaker, The Coalition, is expected to be working on the sixth mainline Gears of War game. Following up on its acclaimed 2019 predecessor, Gears 5, Microsoft previously discussed Gears 5 in the context of a larger saga, with more on the Coalition's next project likely to surface over the year ahead. So we know that the Coalition is working on the next Gears of War game. That is pretty much obvious if you ask me. The Coalition is deep in development with Unreal Engine 5 and has said they won't have anything to show for some time, so don't expect to see this game for a little while. But let's get into these secret projects that are in development. These are confirmed by multiple sources since this leak talks about so many games that are in development. The database also brings a series of code names tied to upcoming Xbox Game Studios projects: Project Holland, Project Typhoon, Project Woodstock, and Oxide. Project Holland received an unveiling in 2020 as the Fable reboot, headed by a new team within Forza Horizon developer Playground Games. Action-packed Heist 'em Up from Avalanche Studios, Contraband was once rumored under its Project Typhoon. While we understand Woodstock relates to the Forza franchise, the unannounced title attributed to the initiative relates to the Perfect Dark reboot teased last December. Okay, so you can see that these multiple projects have already been announced. We saw Fable last year, and because of the pandemic, we know it's going to be a little while before we see anything else from that developer. Project Typhoon is another game that was heavily rumored prior to E3 2021 and was announced as an online Heist 'em Up open world game. Again, a game that's years away and something we might not hear about for a little while. But I have to admit, I'm extremely excited for this game because I love online shooters and I love playing against other gamers, so Contraband is something that's on my radar. From there we get into Forza and Perfect Dark. Again, these are games we know about, so we know these leaks might hold some water because it not only has games we know about, but it also has games we don't know about, and that's where these games come into play. It's the first public mention of Microsoft's Oxide project, which our sources indicate is in the early stages of development. We understand Oxide is internally known as Project Indus, a strategy/simulation title drawing inspiration from the city building genre. The reference projects provide a potential insight into what's ahead for Microsoft and Xbox. Although, as with any unannounced titles, plans can and will change. However, references to various internal codenames, some unreported, imply a level of legitimacy behind the contents. This Oxide project is something we've never heard about before, and it might be a project we hear about in the very near future. Now, of course, this says it's in early production, which would make it something that's years away. But for it to leak this early might indicate that it's not that far off. Either way, there's not a lot of details regarding this game, only that it's a strategy simulation title that's going to surround building a city. This sounds pretty awesome if you ask me. I always want more strategy games. Do I want city building strategy games? Sure, if it's done right. But for me, I personally love strategy games that involve armies and people fighting each other and then outsmarting other people during battle. That's what I like. But now, let's get into the Sony PS5 games that are coming out, and also the Sony games coming out on PC. That's right, a lot of these Sony leaks indicates that they're coming to the PC platform. So let's get into the games coming to PC that are made by Sony. Now, I have to say, this isn't concrete. Things like this are always changing, and they might not even come to PC. But if you look at what Sony's history has been doing, we already know they're bringing out a lot of these games to the PC platform to expand their audience. Actually, some of them are already out on PC. Here's the list. Uncharted Legacy of Thieves Edition, Helldivers 2, Horizon Forbidden West, GT7, God of War, Returnal, Demon's Souls, Ratchet & Clank, Sackboy: A Big Adventure, Ghost of Tsushima. So we already know that the Uncharted 4 and Lost Legacy is coming to PC. They announced it at their game show. That's something confirmed. We already have Days Gone, Death Stranding, and of course Horizon Zero Dawn, plus Uncharted 4. A lot of their big first-party exclusive games are already on PC. Which brings me to these other games that were announced. First one is Horizon Forbidden West. Now, I don't think this is coming to PC anytime soon, and I truly mean anytime soon. They will want this game to push their console, the PS5, but also get these games on PC a little later when they properly port it. After that Days Gone PC port, I hope they get these ports like that, because the Days Gone port was one of the best PC ports I've ever seen in a game. I mean, it completely changed the game for me. I actually might want to go back and play it, even though I didn't like it on the PS5. That's how good that port was, and I hope they do that with all Sony games. After that, it's the GT7, which again won't come out for a little while, but it's something we should really keep an eye on because that's a new Gran Turismo game, and if it comes to PC sooner than later, that's huge. After that, we have God of War, which has been rumored for a very long time to come to PC. I think this might happen, but into the next year. They'll want more people to play the game and have those people get excited for God of War Ragnarok, which is the sequel that's coming out next year. The best way to do that is to get people to play God of War, release it on Steam and all those other PC platforms. It'll reach so many new gamers, much like Days Gone and Horizon have already done. So this is the logical move by Sony. After that, we get some pretty big names, and I'm going to clump them all together. We have Demon's Souls, Returnal, Ratchet & Clank, and of course Ghost of Tsushima. Ghost is something that's been rumored for several months, and I see that happening pretty soon. That game is huge, and they'll make a lot of money off the PC gamers that would want to play it there. Don't be surprised to see that coming out anytime soon, especially since it's over a year old now. But the big surprises is the Demon's Souls and Returnal, two games that are only on the PS5 platform and were huge selling points for them of that console. They try to force gamers to buy PS5s to play these games. So if they're in this NVIDIA leak, maybe, just maybe, these games are coming to PC sooner. This wouldn't surprise me because we all know that Sony is going to try and maximize their reach. And to do that, they have to break away from just console exclusives. That's just not what's going to stick anymore. PS5 will be the priority and they'll develop their games for it. But if they want to reach new heights, they'll bring those games to the PC. And it's looking like that's exactly what's going to happen. They'll get these games to expand to their audience. I mean, they even bought a new studio that specializes in PC ports and PC games. But also, bring those games over to the PlayStation platform, because if you're playing their games, no matter the device, you're playing on the PlayStation. Just like Xbox. If you're playing their games on PC, Xbox, or mobile phones, you're playing on the Xbox ecosystem. Both companies will start to do this, and this leak just shows they have a lot of games in development, most of which have ties to not only the consoles, but to PCs, both Xbox and Sony. Let's hope we get more details as the weeks go by, but for now, it's pretty awesome to see this much information come out and that many games in development, and most of all, a lot of these games going to more than just one device, aka PC, mobile, Xbox, Sony. No matter where you are, you'll get to enjoy most of these games. But enough of what I think about all of this, tell me what you think. Are you excited for any of these games? Do any of these leaks surprise you? Will Sony bring all their games to the PC sooner or later? How many more games will Sony and Xbox announce by the end of the year or into 2022? Go down below and let me know. And I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please hit that subscribe button and that like button to support us at the channel more than you know. And give me a follow on Twitter at Zalker87. I'm always on there talking games and sharing my latest videos. Plus, I love interacting with everyone there, so get on Twitter and let's talk about gaming. Also, follow me on Xbox Live. My gamertag is Zalker87, just like my channel name. See what games I'm playing, and let's compete in achievements for the month. So right now, I've been playing a bunch of games. I'm having fun playing Diablo, Aliens, you name it, I'm playing it. I'm kind of looking into Deathloop. I'm thinking about jumping into that because it looks really well done. The reviews are insane. Arcane Leon has done an amazing job with the game from what I've heard, and it's on PC. So I'll get to buy it on PC, play it on Steam, and there you go. An Xbox game that's highly rated. I know Sony locked down the exclusive rights to that, but hey, that's good on them, and it's good on Xbox that one of their developers that's going to make only Xbox games from now on is so highly rated. So congrats to everybody involved. The game looks stunning, and I can't wait to jump into it and check it out. But let me know where you're playing. Are you playing something on your PS5, your Xbox Series X, or on your PC? Are you playing Deathloop or anything else out there? Let me know, because that's what we're here for, is to talk games. And that's all for now. Thanks for watching, and until next time, remember, enjoy your gaming. Later.